Enough is enough. This is the message that a cross-section of Kenyans have sent to members of parliament. Bunge la Wananchi, Kenyans on Twitter and other lobby groups held peaceful protests after MPs awarded themselves a hefty 2.1 billion shillings as a send-off package. The move means that your member of parliament will have at least 9 million shillings at the end of the life of the current parliament. 9 million shillings that you will pay through taxes. KTN's Edith Kimani looks at this issue by addressing the country's top leadership.
Dear Mr. President, you had some visitors at your offices earlier today, a group of very angry citizens. These people, your people, wanted audience with you, but since you were not available, I have decided to put their concerns in this letter. Mr. President, these Kenyans are angry. They are angry at the legislature for multiple things, but most recently for being selfish. The group on the streets today is protesting this selfishness and brazen disregard for the Constitution. Mr. President, these Kenyans say they are disillusioned. They continue to live on less than 80 shillings a day, occasioned by the high cost of living, are unable to access basic medical care, and have their children's education interrupted by the now frequent teachers' strikes. But this is not what is upsetting protesters at your door.
You remember there was some time back when
last week, legislators unanimously and in a most clandestine fashion approved a bill that will see them cost the taxpayer over 2 billion shillings in gratuity. Mr. President, at a time when the government is crippled by a 40 billion shilling budgetary deficit, cannot afford to pay its teachers or doctors.
If we are to meet the demands of the teachers, lecturers, trainee doctors, and nurses, one, we can go and borrow to pay salaries. How long can you sustain that?
These taxpayers are saying they do not have money to spare to increase your government's luxuries. In the coming days, the citizens taking to the streets know this self-preserving bill will be presented to you for your assent into law. Here are some points they would like you to consider.
If you truly are the president of Kenya, stand up for your people, say enough. The MPs cannot take their bonuses home, and the leadership and integrity bill should remain intact.
Mr. President, ile kitu ningesema, MP hafai kuongezwa mshahara kwa sababu hata ile mshahara yenye anakula saa hii, mimi kama wananchi wa kawaida sioni ni kwa sababu gani, kwa sababu kazi yake haionekani. Kama ni bunge haendi, atengenezewe viti mzuri haendi bunge.
I would like to say to the president that, at this moment, since the stakes are not so high for you as you're not coming in for re-election, that this is the opportunity for you to stand up for Kenyans completely and unequivocally, in a way that says that you actually listen to our demands and that you listen to the needs that are of this public.
Mr. President, as we conclude this letter, the people of Kenya go home anticipating and hoping that you have heard their pleas and that you're going to make their demands come to light. Yours desperately, the Kenyan people. Reporting for KTN, I'm Edith Kimani.